so we can remember it for later. Cool. So we didn't do what I wanted to do today, but we're getting some good progress. We still got a good amount of streaming left to do. So the plan was to walk around the mountain because we wanted to try to find that other sound clip. Because clearly we can't get into this. We got to go lower to get into this. Yeah, which is right there, which is that path. Which I guess we're going to do now, because I seem to have fallen off the mountain. There's the mountain path. Yeah, I don't want to go back down sound area. I hate sound area. This is where we want to go. Alright, mental note about that sound thing that we think we found. We'll go back and take a look at that later. Okay, so in case you missed it, now you'll get a better idea of what we need to do here. I don't need to do what I just did. Trying to separate one of them segregation puzzles. Editor Noah here, and I just want to talk about this puzzle really quickly. First and foremost, it's an S. I know I always jump in and say when things look like letters and it doesn't really mean anything, but that's not going to stop me from doing it. This puzzle looks like an S. 2, this is a lockout puzzle. Basically, the idea of this puzzle is it stops you from going in and attempting puzzles you don't know the answers or the way to handle. So this puzzle is here to stop you and check, basically, that you know how these puzzles work before they throw all these more complicated things at you. Now, I know that black and white puzzles are pretty much the first puzzles you come across after you leave the starting area. It's one of the first things the game tries to teach you. But you could have missed that area. And this, as a lockout puzzle, isn't really effective because there are multiple solutions to this puzzle. So I find it interesting that for a lockout puzzle, there's still many ways to complete it, and you could stumble your way into doing it correctly without knowing the rules. So it's not a very effective lockout puzzle. It's a fine puzzle, but it's not a good lockout puzzle, and I just found that interesting. This is such a fun area. Oh, I thought that was a doorway. You can also kind of see there's clearly the start of something there. All will be revealed. So it's yellow and pearly purple here. Looks like it works basically the same. Where you got to separate everything, but now there's more colors. You got to separate white from purple from yellow. Should be noted, multiple correct answers to this one. So I could have done this. Both work. No, 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 no. Alright, so we gotta go up and make this L block here. Boom. That separates the purple, and then we separate the green and yellow and blend. No, that doesn't work. Bushka. No, that's sealing that in there with that. We don't want to do that. This is an easy way. And then that seals that. And that. Then that. There we go. Again, multiple answers possible there. Hi, Derpy. Welcome to Solving the Witness. Have you played this game before? You have a very long name. I hope you're not offended by that. Your name is very long. Oh, well, this is a very interesting way to be introduced to it. It's a game about making lines. In short, in long, I think it's a very complicated game about philosophy and life. But I'm pretty familiar with this game, so if anything confuses you, go ahead and say something. And I'll talk about philosophy and life with you. Because that's what I like to do. Alright. So I'm doing this. I've separated all the colors. Beautiful. And they're getting more complicated. Yeah. Remember when you guys sent me that letter forever ago with the lead keychain? Lead keychain. Remind me of the lead keychain. It rings a bell, but I can't quite get it to click. The LED keychain. Vaguely, yes. This was a while ago, right? Oh, what was the story behind that? I remember it being very important to get it to you. What was that about? It's like on the tip of my tongue. You're like activating wrinkles in my brain I haven't used in a while. It's been a while since I've interacted with actual people, so forgive me. What was the keychain? You guys were playing some kind of trivia game, and I jokingly joined in chat, but you guys actually let me answer, and I ended up winning. Yes! I knew you definitely deserved the keychain. You earned that keychain. How have you been? It's been a while, because I remember like sending that and giggling. That door did not open the way you think it would. What a weird door. Oh, you framed the letter? Oh, can you tweet that at me? Tweet it at +2 comedy. So this is just a real quick important thing in terms of gameplay. Notice that when you look through these colored windows, the colors of the panels change. Because basically, what naturally you would do is, I got this door to open, so I'm going to run through here. Fortnite just updated, by the way. And you would get to this puzzle and be like, okay, I've been taught how this puzzle works. I just have to separate things. So how would I separate that? I would separate like that. Like there's a bit of an impossibility here, like right away. Like, how do I separate 3 things? But then you look through here, and all of a sudden, the true colors are revealed. Love this puzzle. So it turns out the magentas and the reds are not actually different, and the dark blues and the grays are actually not different. So it's actually a very simple puzzle of this. Such a good game. It's all about perspective. So we got a Tetris S piece, a square piece. How do I do this? I gotta separate. Well, I gotta separate these. And then these. No, that doesn't work. I could. Oh, I get it. I can separate. No, that doesn't work either. I'm getting a spam call currently. Right, like this. Separate like this. And it just doesn't work. How do I do this? Because I got to separate these four. I got to separate these two. And I got to separate those two, and those four underneath, but they're not. Oh crap! I didn't expect it to shut off on me. I'm sure I still have it. I've moved since then, but when I find it, I will. The game reminds me of Anti-Chamber. Anti-Chamber's on my to-do list. This channel has become a puzzle channel. Like originally, I was sitting here playing like Kingdom Hearts, and I was trying to like play really hard games. Like I was playing Fury. Fury was great though. Since then, it's become all about like solving puzzles. Editor Noah jumping in again, and the chat's bringing up a good point. I don't know what I should play next. If you have a suggestion for a game that I should be playing here on the show, leave it in the comments below. I know that there's a bunch. I have a list here that people want me to play. Anti-Chamber's on there. Oberdin, The Legend of the Oberdin, or Overfiend. Portal, just Portal again. Maybe Braid, the original game for this. Maybe Myst. But basically, I want to know what's a game to replace this series, because in terms of YouTube, we're not really close to the end of the series. But on Twitch, we're pretty close to the end of the series. So I want to know what should replace Solving the Witness. What is another game that I can do an annotated Let's Play of? I was thinking maybe Control. I really like Control, and I think there's a lot of stuff we could go through and, go through the documents that you find and really like piece together the story. Maybe something like that, but the annotated Let's Play that I've kind of cut my little area of YouTube off of that I want to do more of, it needs a very particular game. So I'm going to ask it now, before it becomes a problem, what would make a good game for another annotated Let's Play like this one? Different here. Oh, maybe that's the issue. I'm using the wrong window. Yeah, I'm using the wrong freaking window. Because it's actually just a matter of doing this and this. Kaboom. Utilizes none, geography, and perspective-based mechanics throughout the game. Yeah, that sounds exactly like my jam. Because if you haven't been checking out the channel in a while, I've been solving the not prawn riddle, which has been my most successful series easily. And then we've been solving the Black Watchman, and the Black Watchman's almost done. So I need a new puzzle. So Anti-Chamber's on the list, as is. I can't think of any of the other games. There's the one with the perspective. It's not Anti-Chamber. Markiplier just played it. Damn it! I wanted to do that one. I can't think of any of the games. If you know any good puzzle games, always let me know. So which? Oh, I think this is now trying to teach me. Okay, you've used that glass and you've used that glass. Now combine them, because that's not a possible one. That's not a possible one. But that makes green. Thus now I know I have to do this. game's so good. It's so clever. Quantum Continuum? Is that the one that's supposed to be like the infinite space? I've heard of it. I haven't played it. Oh, that's neat. They actually make it so the flowers nearby, which are the same as the colors in here, also change. Just to help you recognize the puzzle a little bit better. That's cool. Not what I wanted to look at. See, this looks like, maybe I gotta look at it through a window. Because this is clearly a blue, like I feel like it should work. Like this should be an environmental puzzle right here. Because it's clearly making that circle. And then I can come around this way. Maybe there's another perspective I need to look at. Do I have to look at it through a window? No. This is gonna bug me. Because this is... It's so obvious. It's like, maybe once I'm in that red room it'll make... I bet you, yeah, once I'm in that red room that'll all be the same color. So I'll stop wasting time staring at it now. It rings a bell. Tell me about it. Okay, so these colors are clearly wrong. And I think if I do this, the colors change. Yeah. Oh no, it lets everything out into the sun. Here comes the sun. Doo-doo-doo-doo. I'm gonna get copyright claimed. Don't want to screw with the Beatles. Alright, so now I can see simply this plus, oops, this. Blammo. I'm gonna say it again. For this puzzle to work, it has to be daytime because this opens up and the sun reveals the correct color. So once again, there must not be time. I promised I wouldn't focus on this, so let's talk about something else. You need the sun to solve this puzzle. It's a very common occurrence that you need the sun to solve problems. You need the sun for the desert area because you use the glare to see different paths, and also for environmental puzzles you need the sun in that area. You also need the sun in the shady trees area because you need the shadows. So the sun is a vital component in many different puzzles. So what do you think the significance of the sun is in terms of the greater scope of things? I know in previous videos I talked about Ra, which is the Egyptian god of the sun, and Helios, which is Greek. But I want to bring it up again. Why is the sun so prevalent? The sun, gives life on Earth, through photosynthesis and things like that, and also not making me depressed because I get my vitamin E from the sun. But the sun really seems to be a common theme in the puzzles themselves. You can't solve the puzzles without the sun. So I'm trying to work on a way to incorporate the sun in the meaning of the game. And I'm going to ask you guys for your theories. Let me know. So I'm freaking out outside my window. Just looking around for hidden stuff. Everything seems to be about right as rain here. This one seems impossible, so I bet you I need to do this. What happens if I'm standing here when this closes? Does that do anything? Oh, I'm gonna get decapitated. Right, and just like that, the answers become obvious. This area is murder if you're colorblind. I am slightly colorblind, like with certain different shades of blue, but not too shabby. This area is interesting because it doesn't look like there's anything here. It's also the idea that it's like a greenhouse, but all the light's not natural. Like, it's all colored light, which would be less intense because you're taking part of the spectrum out of it. Oh, this is just part of the, yeah, that's the elevator that goes up and out. That kind of looked like a line, but no, it's fine. Okay. Well, it's a game wherein you have the way you interact with the environment and the objects change depending on the dimension you're in, with different effects on physics. That sounds great. What's the game where, like, depending on how close you are to an item is actually its size? Like, if you put an item down and then get closer to it, it'll actually become bigger, and then you can, like, use it as stairs. That's the game I was trying to think of. Ooh. Speaking of stairs, these have been destroyed. Small thing that I'm trying to find research on here, and I'm coming up a little short, but I'm going to continue my search on this. The fact that this building is made of concrete, and you kind of see that a lot of the concrete is worn away, and you see like metal sticking out. And I believe, and I can't find anything too concrete about this, but the way you make a concrete building is you kind of make this metal cage first, and then you pour the concrete around it, or you use cinder blocks, and then the concrete or the metal kind of holds all the concrete blocks in the right place. But it started to make me realize that everything in the Witness is concrete. Everything in I don't think there's any wooden buildings. Maybe the church, but I feel like everything that you come across in the Witness is made of concrete and metal. Like, there's the metal bridges in the marsh, but the only thing that's really made out of woods is like the treehouse area. But like, they're tree houses, so they're still like part of the trees. There's not a lot made of wood in the Witness. Everything is very stone. So that bothers me, because it makes me think back to the Shady Trees area, which I know I've already brought up once. But there's that area where you can see that it's been logged, like the trees were cut down and there's like a stack of logs next to it so that the light can hit the right area so you can solve the puzzles. But what are they going to use those logs for? Nothing's really made out of wood. Like, nothing structurally. Like, you have the boat you use may be wood, it may be metal. It's kind of hard to say. But the Witness is so stone-based, it's so rock-based, it's so concrete-based. There's not a lot, and metal-based. There's a lot of like steel and things like that. Why isn't there any wood? And I know steel is also a big component of the areas of the Witness, in that the grates and the fences and the doors and things like that, and the panels themselves. But stone, so much of the building is made out of stone, and so are all the people. All the people in the game are made out of stone. So I put forth this theory to you that stone represents man and construction, and wood represents nature. That's why wood is not being used to create man-made items. We're using stone. So that's currently the theory I'm working on, is stone is for men, for human, because that's what the humans are made of in this game, and wood is for nature. Is it a stretch? Let me know. Blue Abadi Abadai. This is the bluest area. Nothing of note here. That's it, superliminal. Okay, so maybe up was not the way to go. Let's go down. That room upsets me. Like rooms without purpose in video games, ooh, gives me like a real creepy feeling. It's a video game. Is there anything under the steps? No. That's clearly a door, right? Ugh, this looks terrible. But just like I said, oh no, I thought it would work and it doesn't. Maybe I have to close the door? Well, how do I do... Hold on. This is something this game loves to do. Just make it, like, too difficult to do stuff. Alright. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to go around here. I'm going to deactivate this so that door closes, but I'm going to jump through. Oh, or not. Nope, there's no closing that door. Well, I tried. Alright, so we're coming down here. It's very red and unpleasant in here. Like we're going to develop film. There's a puzzle game that's a 2D, ooh, but it's a fascinating challenge game simply because of the mind-bending mechanics. It's called Baba is You. That sounds like it's super up my alley. Because there was a time I was greatly considering playing Fez. Oh, I bet this changes with the colors. Oh, this is neat. Alright, so the light from here let me know that there's orange. Okay, so this room has purpose now, so I don't feel as creeped out by it. Baba is You is excellent. I'll add it to the list. I gotta let my patrons vote. Yeah, we talk about Baba is You. This is actually the conversation that made me start the Let's Play. Is they suggested Baba is You for me, and I put it in a poll, and this won the poll. So if you're watching this and you're like, man, I'd really love to see Noah play Baba is You, you can right now on this YouTube channel. And I want to say that I played The Witness and I played Baba is You before Solving the Cryptic did on their channel. And yeah, I watched Solving the Cryptic. It's fun. But I'll definitely look at Baba is You. I'm guessing it's just Baba is You, but I like saying the whole thing now. No, do this right, sheesh. So this is a new floor, right? Yeah, I have not been here, so let me investigate this before we go up any higher. Because there might be stuff hiding in here. More broken steps. There's definitely something up that way. Yeah, this is more greenhouse stuff. So there's something being cared for here. Like, part of this floor is blocked. Interesting. Doesn't seem to be anything hiding in here, though. I'll definitely add it to the list for the patrons to vote on. This is another cool thing I like about this game, is the way it, like, reuses the same puzzle. Uh-oh. Okay, so basically what it's saying is you're not going to be able to see the next room. But based off of the information you've already been given, you should be able to figure out what the next puzzle is. My guess is it is separating them like this. That is my guess. No. No, that was actually, it's on the to-do list. Because there was a time where I was going to try to beat Super Meat Boy and all the Super Meat Boy secret characters games. That's a series I should go back to working on because it was a fun idea. And I know that was on the list. Like I was going to play that. I was going to play. I already beat the Mighty Jill off, and then I was going to beat like Spelunky and Alien Homrid and what is Commander Video from? 8 Trip Runner. I was going to beat that. I think these are one, and then this, and then also that, and then this. Maybe? Yeah! Big Brain figured it out. I feel like I'm missing this floor though. Like I totally skipped a floor, I think. Can I jump out? Oop. Uh-oh. I may have broken it. There's a behind. So this puzzle here, it's one that I don't think I really truly understand. Basically, the process of you move the elevator up and then using the lights that hit it, allow it yourself to move up a floor. But then one floor is broken and you have to kind of make a guess. I don't know what the correct way to do this is, but I think I was supposed to use the flowers. When I started this level, I actually say, hey, when you look through the glass, the flowers change too. I think I was supposed to go into this room and see how the light above in the next room, the room that I couldn't get to, is affecting the colors of the flowers in that room and then apply that knowledge to the panel. I don't do that and I get through this through guessing, but I think that was the correct way to do it. Is there something I'm missing with this puzzle? Let me know what you think of this puzzle. Interesting. Come back, elevator. I screwed up. I screwed it up. Hopefully I'll be able to get out of here. Yeah, this is a part I mentioned earlier. We at the very beginning of this Let's Play, we saw these flowers and you couldn't solve it, but through the green window you can. Opus Maximum? No. The elevator's coming back to save me. Thank you. Glad it jumped off though, because I would have forgotten about that environmental puzzle completely. Oh god, I actually thought that was like I thought this down here were like horns to something, and I was like, there's never been enemies in this game. And now we're back to this again. I have to say it. Why is the elevator broken? You can see, based on how it's designed, that there was a time where it worked and you could get to all the floors easily with the lights working. But for it to be broken would imply that someone broke it. So, is there a saboteur? Is there someone also on the island that is trying to make it impossible for us to move forward? I don't think impossible is the goal. Because the more I thought about this puzzle, if they truly wanted to stop us from proceeding, they would have broken it at the top so that you could never turn the switch on. Rather than, that would make it impossible rather than making this an obstacle. So if there is another entity, another person on the island, they are purposely making it harder for us, but they're not making it impossible for us. Their goal is not to stop us, it is to challenge us. which I think is a very interesting idea. Because thinking back to the shady trees, which I keep bringing up, where I talk about the panel that is bent, and I keep saying someone would have to have bent it, that same person, that if they broke the elevator, has the capabilities to just break these cables. So if there is someone that can break the cables, they could have snipped any cable on the island, and that would have stopped us from activating the laser. But instead, they're choosing to do things that make it more difficult, which I think is almost more sinister. Or perhaps there is another explanation I missed. Is there something with the elevator that would obviously show why this one cable would have broken in perhaps one of the descents? Maybe it caught on something that I'm not seeing. So I ask you, why do you think the elevator is broken?
Magnum? Opus Magnum? Okay, so I know what it is at least. Yep. Oh crap. This, and this, and this. That's where I screwed up. Up, please. Thank you. I'll look this way in case there's like, there might be a puzzle like just from this motion. Smoothie. Oh, I kind of thought it was going to let me off here, but I guess not. I'm going all the way to the top. Laser beam. Shoot it. Shoot the laser. Shoot it up the mountain. Do it. Shoot it. So am I. So I'm more than welcome to hear all these things. I highly recommend this one. I highly recommend The Witness. That's why I'm spending so much time on these Let's Plays. And the YouTube series will start this Sunday. And it's like edited in as like extra research and stuff like that. I really like how that series is turning out. But yeah, if you haven't checked out Plus 2 Comedy Gaming, check out the Not Prawn Riddle. That'll twist your brain in all sorts of different directions. How do I get down? I mean, I guess I could just use the elevator to get down, right? Because I think if I just do this, it'll send me to the bottom floor. I don't actually need to get off here, because I've been here. That's the one. That's the one everyone's been telling me to play. Return of the Overton. Yeah, I should be beating Black Watchman tomorrow. I'm on the last puzzle. I don't really know how to do it, but I think through sheer grit and desire that I will figure out a way to just get through that game, because I'm so tired of playing it. No offense to the Black Watchman. And then I need a game to replace it almost immediately. So I'll probably put up a poll today on Twitter, and then let the patrons vote over the weekend on what will replace Black Watchman. And on Fridays, I'm playing Puzzle Party. If you haven't played Puzzle Party, it's pretty cool. It's kind of like a horror game version of Snake. Yeah, I want to come back down here and look at this, because I feel like I should be able to do that puzzle, but I can't. Also, since I learned that there's a behind the elevator. Oh no, it's just not. There's not a behind the elevator on all floors. At least not accessible, because I can't get behind here. I mean, I guess I could send the elevator up and then jump off, and then I could be behind here, which is probably exactly the thing it wants me to do. So let me do that real quick, and we'll see what happens. Nothing of note. There's not a reason to do that. Now I'm going to get out of here so I don't get crushed. Because that is my fear. Maybe from a different window? I'm obsessed with this puzzle now. Because I know I can... Ah, here it is. Let's just get the right angle on this. Feels good. Feels good. Alright. Had I not done that, it would have bothered me forever. Is that also in the puzzle? Can I do it from here? That's fun. Unnecessary, but fun.
And that's going to do it for another episode of Solving the Witness. Let's go over today's takeaways. First and foremost, the S... I don't know if this is... And that's going to do it for another episode of Solving the Witness. And here are this episode's takeaways. First off, why do you think there are multiple solutions for what is supposed to be a lockout puzzle for this area? Am I looking too far into it? Is it so it looks like an S? Why do you think this has multiple solutions when it's meant to test to make sure you know a skill? 2, what do you think I should play next? I really would love some opinions on what would make a good game to play next as an annotated Let's Play. 3 is the sun. The importance of the sun shows up yet again. And I was trying to think, maybe could we find an area where the sun is completely not important? Is the sun completely not important perhaps in the bamboo area? Is it completely not important in, what's another area in this game? In the orchard, I guess? I mean, you could argue that the tree needs the sun to grow, and without the sun there would be no apple. Maybe symmetry. I don't know if there's a moment in symmetry where you absolutely need the sun. Is the sun important in every area? That is the question I ask to you now. Next, check out Baba Is You. Next, the elevator. The elevator is one of the biggest things that I have a problem with. 1, how are you supposed to solve it? Because I feel like I kind of guess and check, which kind of goes back to the lockout puzzle that has multiple solutions. That, like, maybe part of it is, hey, sometimes you luck into things, but I feel like there's a way you're supposed to solve it, and I don't feel like I do that. Am I supposed to be using the flowers in the room? Do they mean something? Because, you know, I love talking about flowers and their meaning. Is there something more to this? And finally, why is it broken? Do you think someone is saboteuring and trying to stop us, or at least slow us down or challenge us more on the island? Or is there some other reason why this elevator could be broken? Leave your comments in the comments down below. And as always, be sure to subscribe right here to +2 Comedy Gaming, and join me next time we try to solve the witness. Also, I just remembered when this is going up, I have a show on Twitch. It's called the Adult Fanfiction World Championships. It's going to be airing Monday the 18th, Tuesday the 19th, and Wednesday the 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on Twitch. I know I usually stream in the afternoon. If you can only join me at night, this will be a fun time for you to join. It is comedians writing adult fanfiction about your favorite fandoms. So join us for Smuttif, the Adult Fan Fiction World Championships Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday over on Twitch.